Hi everyone, it's Chris and welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to continue with my series that I call Favourite 5. Really short videos where I share my favourite 5 tracks and my favourite 5 albums from any one band or artist. Today's choice is MOTT THE HOOPLE. Now, a fairly extensive catalogue, and I'm also going to include some Ian Hunter stuff as well. So what I've got for you today is my favourite MOTT albums and tracks and also singles, and 5 songs from 5 different albums from the solo work of Ian Hunter. So let's do the albums from MOTT THE HOOPLE first. So at number 5, I've gone with their second album from 1970s. This is Mad Shadows, a band still trying to find their sound. I think it's slightly better than their debut album, which I really like, but this is just marginally better, a little bit more consistent, less covers on it. In fact, I don't think there's any covers on this album. It starts off with a song which doesn't sound like MOTT THE HOOPLE at all, because it's written and sung by Mick Ralphs. It's called Thunderbuck Ram, which is predominantly instrumental in many ways. Really good song. No Wheels to Ride, anthemic kind of MOTT THE HOOPLE song. Walking with a Mountain, very MOTT THE HOOPLE. And there's a song on here called Threads of Iron, which is co-sung by Mick Ralphs and Ian Hunter, which for 3/4 of the song, it's about 5 minutes long, 3/4 of the song sounds like it's about to finish. It's quite bizarre, but anyway, that's my 5th favourite album, and that's Mad Shadows from 1970. And that was produced by Guy Stevens. He was the guy who gave them their name. I think he took the name from a book, a novel, which was about a circus performer. I think they were called Silence before that. At number 4, gone with the album The Hoople. This is their first to include their guitarist called Ariel Bender. What a brilliant name. He replaced longtime member Mick Ralphs, who went on to form with Paul Rodgers from Free Bad Company. And this is a really good glammy album. The golden age of rock and roll, Marionette, Alice, Crush Street Kids, great first side. Born late 58 with a really nice honky tonk piano from Morgan Fisher, and their classic Roll Away the Stone, which was a big single. So a good glammy album. That's The Hoople from 74. 72's All the Young Dudes is at number 3. Some people have this as their favourite one. This is my 3rd favourite one. David Bowie produced. He also obviously wrote All the Young Dudes. I think he also plays on this album. Starts off with a cover of a Velvet Underground song, Sweet Jane. Good version of that. One of the Boys is on here. Good single and a good track. There's a song on here called Ready for Love, which I thought for many years was a Bad Company song. I didn't realise it was a MOTT THE HOOPLE song, but Bad Company do a version of it, and actually it's better because Paul Rodgers got a sublime voice, so that's a great version that they do, but it's decent on here as well. Sucker and Jerking Crocus are good, of course All the Young Dudes. Again, Ian Hunter sounding quite Dylan-esque in places on here, but yeah, great album from 72, my 3rd. At number 2, and sometimes this is my 1, today it's my number 2, is the album from 73 called MOTT. Different cover to the one that you would have got in the States if you live there. Better album cover, in fact. But this is a great album. All the Way from Memphis is on here. Honolulu Boogie, Hymn for the Dudes, Driving Sister, Ballad of Mott. There's a song, a Mick Ralph song called I'm a Cadillac and El Camino Doloroso, which is kind of half of it is instrumental and kind of Latin-y, sort of Spanish sounding. It's pretty good. The closing track is great. I Wish I Was Your Mother. Tremendous vocal from Ian Hunter. And that's my 2nd favourite MOTT THE HOOPLE album. My favourite album by them is probably their hard rocking album, actually, and that's Brain Capers from 71. Produced again by Guy Stevens. I said, really heavy album. Starts off with a song called Death May Be Your Santa Claus, which is great. Sweet Angeline kicks off side 2, really good song. There's an epic song that closes side 1. It's 8.5 minutes long, called The Journey, which is really good. Brilliant vocals from Ian Hunter. And a song called Moon Upstairs, which is tremendous. But this is them at their hard rocking best, I think. And that's my favourite MOTT THE HOOPLE album. Okay, let's look at 5 tracks from 5 different albums from their lead singer Ian Hunter, who went solo after the album The Hoople, which was their last album. So let's go for this one in 5th place. So this is All American Alien Boy, which is his 2nd album from 76. And the track I'm going to choose from here is a really big kind of epic song. It's called You Nearly Did Me In. Now this is a bit of a jazzy kind of feel to it. It's got Jaco Pastorius playing bass on it, which gives it kind of gives it a jazzy sensibility. It's also got David Sanborn on saxophone, but the backing vocals for You Needed Me are provided by Queen, I think minus John Deacon, but a really epic song, and that's my fifth choice from Ian Hunter. At fourth position is the title track from Overnight Angels from 1977, an album that was kind of derided by critics. It's a bit of a odd production, but the title track is really good, and so that's my number 4, Overnight Angels, from the same titled album. At number 3, his new wave album. So he cut his hair for this one. This is now produced by Mick Ronson and Mick Jones from The Clash. It also has Mick Jones playing on it, as well as Topper Headon from Clash. And it has a kind of a new wave feel to it. And the opening song I really like. That's my favourite. And in fact, I think it's almost downhill from there, if I'm honest. It's not a particularly consistent album. So the song is called Central Park and West, which is a really good kind of new wavy feel to it. Sounds a little bit, occasionally a little bit like Meatloaf, I think, as well. But that's a great track from this album. And that's my number 3. At number 2, I'm going with this album, which is often seen as his classic. This is 79, I think, on Chrysalis Records. This is You're Never Alone with a Schizophrenic. What a fantastic title. Just Another Night, it's a good song. It's very Stonesy. Cleveland Rocks, which was a reworking of a song called England Rocks, which I think was a single at the time of Overnight Angels, which doesn't feature on that album. But my song of choice from this album is Life After Death, which I think is a great track, but pretty much any of side 1 is brilliant, but Life After Death is my pick from You're Never Alone with a Schizophrenic. And my favourite song by him is probably the first thing you would have heard when he became a solo act. I think it was his first single, and it's the opening track on his debut album, and it's Once Bitten, Twice Shy, an absolute classic of that particular era. So there's my 5 Ian Hunter songs. So let's look at singles now. They were a big singles band, part of the glam rock scene here in the UK. And my first choice comes from 74. This is their last recorded bit of work, actually, and it's the only Mott the Hoople track, I think, that features Mick Ronson on guitar, and the song is Saturday Gig. It's often called Saturday Gigs, but on the single it's called Saturday Gig. It's sometimes called Saturday Gigs. A great song. It's kind of autobiographical, but it's a very kind of, it's got a valedictory feel to it, you know, with Please Don't Forget Us, So Long for Now right at the end. And it's just I said, autobiographical about being on tour and so on. But that's my number 5. At number 4, gone with their classic Roll Away the Stone with the girl. It's really glammy with the girls backing singing Shalalala Push Push. It's a great song, a little promo copy of Roll Away the Stone from 73, yeah. Classic glam stuff. At number 3, I've gone with 1974's The Golden Age of Rock and Roll. Tremendous song from them. So that's at number 3. At number 2, gone with All the Young Dudes. Now, lots of people will have this at number 1. For me, it's my second favourite single by them. Maybe I've overheard it, possibly. It's a classic song. I absolutely love it, but it's my number 2. So what's number 1? Well, number 1 is All the Way from Memphis. Oh, I think that's absolutely brilliant. It's just a tremendous Mott the Hoople song. If I were ranking all of their songs, that would be right up there, I think. Okay, let's look at... finally look at album tracks. So at number 5, I'm going to go with a song from this album, 1972's All the Young Dudes. And at number 5, it's a cover version, and it's the song that opens the album, Sweet Jane, Velvet Underground song. I absolutely love their version of it. Vocally brilliant, production is tremendous. What a great version of what is a great song. So that's at number 5, Sweet Jane from All the Young Dudes. At number 4, going back to my 5th favourite album, Mad Shadows, and the opening song, very Mott the Hoople, but it's my 4th favourite song by them, Thunderbuck Ram. I first heard that on a compilation, an island compilation. Was it Bumpers? Possibly. But yeah, brilliant song, really heavy song, great guitar work from Mick Routh. That's my number 4 in the list. At number 3, I'm going to my favourite album by Mott the Hoople Brain Capers, and it's the opening song, Death May Be Your Santa Claus. Good hard rocking song, fantastic, absolutely love it, and that's my third favourite Mott the Hoople song. At number 2, going back to the same album, and another hard rocking song. It's on side 2, it's the third track, it's called The Moon Upstairs, which I think is the standout track from this particular album. I absolutely love it, and that's my number 2. And at number 1, I'm going to go to an album I haven't mentioned yet, and it's this one, their debut album. There's a song on here, I've always absolutely loved it. I think it's just a brilliant song. It's a rock anthem for me, and it's Rock and Roll Queen. I think it's superb. The guitar work on it from Mick Ralphs is absolutely brilliant, and that is my favourite Mott the Hoople song and track. I think it was also a 45. I don't own it. I think it was possibly their first 45. But my favourite song by them is Rock and Roll Queen from their debut, Mott the Hoople, from 1969 possibly, maybe 1970. So there you go. Tell me what you think. What are your favourite fives from Mott the Hoople or from me and Hunter? Thanks very much, everyone, and I'm sure I'll be back sometime soon with another video. Cheers.